Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here.
I saw a BDM post, and they were asking if anybody had ever done something that they thought no other BDM in the group has done.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite threads on our page right now because there's a lot of weird stuff in there, and there's a lot of like normal stuff that I wouldn't think.
Then that got me thinking. I wrote it down. I took a screenshot of that post because I was thinking, is there anything that any of you have ever done, or like I'm gonna let people think about this if they listen, that no one else has ever done? One specific thing. And it's hard. Like I really analyzed this when I was high one time, because if you start combining things, you can get there pretty easily,
right?
Like, because people are pretty, it's funny, we're all basically the same, but everybody, if they've got their little quirks and
we're more the same than we are different. Write that down.
But if you could probably come up with something that's very unique only to you if you start adding in multiple factors, like maybe your age and where you live and what you've done that maybe no one else could do.
Your height.
Yeah, it's like so Daniel, you could probably claim like I'm the only person that's my exact height and age to accomplish this many years in radio and then start my own podcast. But you start yes, that's you are unique. You did that, and everybody could probably say something like that. But an actual one thing, without adding in like who you are, your age, or where you live.
All right.
I couldn't think of anything for myself that I've done.
I can't really think of like even that one, like the one you just said.
Yeah,
there's got to be another smaller person my height and age that's done.
It makes it harder because you're like, yeah, maybe someone else has done those things.
But the goal is to have something that's not dialed down, right? Because everybody
just one thing.
Yeah, like, you want something broad. If
that's
you
what it comes like a record,
right?
It becomes you're the fastest person, or you've stacked this many things more than.
What about my pyro penis?
I'm sure other people have done that. Yeah, because I've looked at it like, well, maybe I'm the only person to ever jump a monster truck with a Vino Classic scooter. You start narrowing it down, but then there's been hundreds of people that have jumped over monster trucks, so that you have to just take that out. And then you could say. Like I've looked at it, I was like, well, I'm probably the only radio personality to ever have got into a legit sporting event that was actually had lines on it and was considered professional, But then
that's a good one.
But that is adding multiple things. Like now you're adding radio personality and arena football player. That doesn't count. It has to be one particular thing.
Do you have one for you?
No, I'm not special.
Yeah,
I don't think
most people don't have one. Now, if you started combining things where you're like, I'm the only podcast producer professionally to have another successful podcast on the side, and
that's not true. Already, that's not true.
No. But I'm saying you start
trying
for a woman of your age or whatever, like, and then you can start being like, well, that
also that my bosses I used to listen to when I was a child.
Ew.
Oh. Yes.
Well, don't say that one.
Well, that's true.
No, that just makes me and Tom old.
But you start adding in these extra things, then everybody's got one thing that no one else has ever done. But not. I couldn't find. It's hard for that person to get one specific task.
I'm sure there is something that you don't even, it doesn't register with you that you're probably the only one.
Yeah, there's probably something you may not even know that you're the guy that's done it.
Yeah.
But man, that's hard. It's like inventing things. You could find it on Google. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm the only person to ever do this, if it's not on the internet, someone else, there's a lot of humans and there are a lot of people doing a lot of things at all times. So like, it's hard to really, even like records, you could argue.
Wait a minute. I think you might have another one that you don't even know about.
I've been through this, believe me.
I'm thinking of one that's pretty specific, but it's also, I think you might be the only person to be married at an arena football game. I don't know if anybody, now I'm not, NFL, yes, I'm sure. NBA, yes, I'm sure.
Well, they actually have
they've been around longer,
maybe.
Yeah, but you took up the entire halftime. I think that might be one you have. I don't think anybody else has done that as an entire halftime.
It's quite possible.
Yeah, we might be able to even make that one bigger in saying that you
Been lots of proposals.
What if you're but that doesn't count. You're the only person that's ever had their full wedding ceremony in the halftime of a sporting event.
But then if you start breaking it down, you're like, all right, well, technically behind the scenes, we signed the notary and like did the, so the actual ceremony was just a ceremony, but legally it was binding that
real.
day.
Yeah, that was a real
I guess
marriage.
most people signed their wedding certificate later.
We did ours after the fact.
But it was that day. Oh, that's a horrible one thing. That's not even an accomplishment.
I'm just trying to win the game.
It's something you wouldn't think of, but it's probably true.
I'm just trying to win the game because I don't know if. Okay, first of all, no one in the NFL or NBA is going to give their entire halftime show to a wedding ceremony for anybody. They're just not going to do it. But the AFL was a legitimate. They're back, by the way. I got an email yesterday asking me if I wanted to invest in the Predators. I'll send it to you. It's a legitimate. And then I hit up our friend Scott York.
Yeah.
I don't think he minds me talking about this, but I hit him up. I said, "Hey, what is?" And he's like, "No, don't." He's like, "Don't even."
What is it? A scam?
Yeah, well, no. He's just like, it's not. He's like the product's no. He.
Why would you get it? Weird.
Look, dude, I have no idea.
I actually invested
in the
Predators at one time.
They knew they had your
That's
money.
why it was on my brain.
Well, it's not even a thing.
No, that's why I thought of the thing. You know, you're talking about what have you done that no one else has done.
But it's weird. What are they randomly?
I bet if we asked this question to Butler, he'd give us like 10 things, right?
But
he thinks everything he does is unique.
Oh, he's a snowflake. Everybody's
He's always got some story.
I don't count the getting married because that involves another person, right? Involves my wife having to get married with me. So then it's not unique to only me.
Okay,
so
it's like a solo experience.
Okay, fair enough.
It's going to be like an accomplishment or something that you've done that no other human has done. Because now you start, you're getting married, but you're adding two things. You're getting married at a Orlando Predators arena football. Like you're kind of combining things again, which therefore you can.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying.
You're putting too many stipulations.
No. He just wants to
got really high. I thought about this for a while.
He just wants to find that quintessential thing. Like there are,
even the people that have done things that on paper that it's okay, this person the only person to have done this.
My God, Grady Seasons in our Twitch chat room, I apologize. He said he won a trip to see you get married with Jana Banana in a limo. You got to call in, Grady. I want to hear it from somebody's perspective, from a person. So you won a trip with she would have been working for the Phillips File at the time, Jana Banana.
Is it called a trip when it's a limo ride to the old TD Waterhouse? That's called winning a limo ride to the TD Waterhouse. It's not a trip.
Oh, we used
a trip is to Italy.
We are radio idiots because we used to think that in order to make anything we were doing in radio fancy, you just needed a limo to drive you from the station to whatever you were doing, and then you were fancy.
Well, that's old school.
Limos used to be fancy.
90s radio. Yeah.
Limos are trashy now, right?
I think kids make fun of them, right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's into the limo anymore.
I was watching Home Alone 2 last night with my daughter, and when Tim Curry's like, "And here you are, sir, a limousine with a pizza, courtesy of the Plaza Hotel." That whole thing?
Yeah.
And I would, when the limo pulled up, I almost started laughing because I was like, that car looks horribly ridiculous. Who would get in that? It's terrible.
But it also used to be a novelty to have someone drive you around. Like it used to be
now we just have Uber.
Yeah, I think it's been screwed.
It's a commonplace thing. It's not a fancy thing anymore.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God! Everybody in the Twitch chat room won a trip with Jana Banana.
What?
Okay, so Grady Seasons won a trip with a limousine to watch Drunky the Bear get married at a Predators game in a limousine with Jana Banana. Pee-Pee Sprinkles in our Twitch chat room. He won a hot air balloon ride with Jana Banana.
Now hold on.
Is that what they used to do with her?
Did they just put Jana Banana in vehicles and say, "Here, win trips with Jana Banana"?
No, I mean, she's naturally in a vehicle. Put her all the other vehicles. That's what they thought.
That is weird, right?
It just shows the creativity of the radio
poor Jana
station.
Banana had to deal with all these listeners.
Oh man, she's a sweetheart of a woman too, and I love her and her husband with all of my heart.
Every once in a while, I'll meet someone that won the old Mako's Saturday night with Drunky the Bear.
Oh, no, that's that's almost a once in a lifetime. If you got to do that, it was great.
You just got to see. I'd give you
got to see
a
Tom's,
stack of 30 drink tickets,
and his eyes would just roll back in his head. He was so plastered.
It would do nothing with you, like you know what I'm saying. Like it wouldn't be like. The whole promotion was like party. I was so jaded by I hated being there every night because after the fourth or fifth time, you're like, oh God, this again. And then so I'm miserable being there, and then the people come there like,
Vian, I'm miserable.
And then it's like, what does partying with me even consist of?
That used to be another one. I'd put that
smoke cigarettes and drink Bud Light.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I'm gonna put that in my limo box because that used to be something where they're like, "Do you want to win a chance to party with Drunky the Bear?" And then people would be like, "Well, what is it?" Like, you're right. What does that even mean?
But I used to say that before with everything. Like when I was
make
younger,
sweet love to you.
When I was in my 20s and we I talked to my friends and we were like, "Hey, let's go party." It would just be us sitting at a house getting as drunk as we can off beer.
Yeah.
There's no party. Like, we weren't like, jumping. It wasn't like.
That's why I have music on. You play beer pong.
Silence and sad. I've told you this morning. On the balcony, in a chair, as many drinks as will kill me, and silence and sad.
But that's
when you were in your 20s,
No.
though?
Well, but that's what most
Maybe
people consider
Bluetooth speaker.
Partying. Like, even at Mako's, there's they're blowing napkins around, but you're just standing around drinking as many beers as you can.
Yeah, you're trying to get effed up.
You're not on a inflatable raft and Steve Aoki is playing his DJ.
You're doing it wrong.
So that seems like more of a party than what most people consider.
I don't
let's
even
go party.
know what partying is now. If somebody said you want to go party, I'd be like, yeah, but I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna be honest.
Well, think about our 10-year anniversary. That was a party.
Yeah, that was
but not
work,
for us.
I'm jumping around the
work,
stage. I'm the hype man. I run over here.
And honestly, most people are just standing, looking at us drinking.
I don't know,
the
man.
party?
I saw people getting down.
Hold on a second.
Well, then that maybe if you dance.
Yeah.
When we come back from the break, we'll
but that's just dancing.
We'll do some voicemails and some emails. Go ahead and fire those things up. But I want to talk about what you just said. I want to talk about the phrase, "Hey, you guys want to party?" Like, what does that mean?
I don't think I've actually ever partied.
I don't think I have either.
I don't know what it is.
I just drink, or I try to kill myself with drugs and alcohol. That's not a party.
I'm standing around drinking.
What do you think a party is?
Well, I don't know. In my mind, I'm thinking it's some sort of grandiose.
I think I'm supposed to dance, and I think I'm supposed to sing.
Those are optional.
I think all partying has to involve dancing. Yeah,
I think you got to move. I don't think that you can party and just sit on my balcony, sad,
silent. You can play games. Drinking games.
That's nerd party. That's nerd party. I'm talking party.
Hold on. If I go
drinking games or nerd party?
Oh, drinking games? Yeah. That's just spicier nerds.
If I go to and they're like, let's play beer pong, that's not a party to me. Like, I'm standing, I'm drinking, I'm playing beer pong. Like, that's not a party. That's playing beer pong.
Well, hold on.
Those get crazy. It depends how you pong.
I think beer pong is closer to partying than what you're saying. I know you would hate it, but you hate fun, and we have to draw a line between fun and party.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be playing this game all day long with you.
I can playing beer pong in someone's house is not partying.
You haven't beer ponged at my house.
Whoa, I know what that means.
Hold on.
And if she pulls those things out, that's a party.
Those are called distractions.
If I went to your house...
Who cares about the cup? I'll just throw it to the wall.
And I'm drinking White Claw and we're playing beer pong. I'm not looking around like, oh my God.
Beer pong.
No, that's not going to happen.
That's what she alluded to, and that's a party.
Things happen.
I think we found what parties are.
Anything to win.
Yeah, if something extreme... I feel like it needs to be extreme. Okay, well, let's take a break.
Okay, we'll take a break.
Let's analyze what a party is.
We're going to come back and talk party. Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Butler are here. Butler got the last last package of toilet paper.
No, he's doing it.
They're doing it again. He went over for us.
Did he fight some old lady for
I hope he did. I hope he fought an old lady. He got a bunch of cannon charges because those of you that knew earlier in the year, before pandemic even, we were talking about how we were going to cut down on our Diet Mountain Dew consumption, and it's completely out of control.
Yeah, you guys have ramped it up.
Now you and I are drinking 2 to 3 plastic bottles a day. It's bad. Not good, it's.
Is it not good? How bad is it?
I don't know.
yet to be determined.
Before the break, we were talking about what constitutes a party when somebody says to you, hey, you want to party? Well, normally I get that in like a Caribbean nation. I'm walking down the street and somebody's like, you want the party? And I know it means cocaine.
Yeah, used to. It still does mean drugs, too.
I said during the break, I told you guys that Samantha and her home and her husband, they have something that I believe is instrumental, pun intended, to having a party.
Okay.
I think you need, for a rock and roll party, having a musician room or an instrument room.
Yeah.
It's good for parties.
It is good for parties.
Everybody in there. You got the guitars.
Everybody's jamming.
Yeah, jamming.
Someone's got a tambourine.
Yeah, a little Santeria.
That's my worst nightmare.
But it is. But I do feel like it's closer to party.
You know, when I invite you guys over to come back as guests as Semantics, I'm gonna make you guys jam with us.
I hope we do.
Oh,
He's a bass player. I'll lead
You
singer.
got a couple basses?
I'm not a bass player. I don't know.
But you can play bass.
Yeah, but I couldn't play.
You can
I
I
don't think I could. No, I couldn't.
He's lost it just like he lost his skipping.
You don't remember all your Sublime bass lines?
No, I never learned Sublime.
Oh, I'll teach them to you. They're easy.
What'd you learn? Beer songs?
Just
Yeah.
just some goof. Yeah. And I don't think I could even play. Like, I instantly got rid of that information once I knew I never needed it anymore. So I do not know how to do that anymore. Like, I couldn't play any of those songs.
Well, you could tippy tap on the drums.
Yeah, but it's not. Is that a party? That's
All right,
no
people
party.
are saying fire pits are essential. I
Okay,
have a fire pit as
pit.
well.
That's a good
we
one.
We can have acoustic guitars around the fire pit.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's not. Hold on, acoustic guitar around a fire pit. That's me drinking again, just listening to someone play Sublime.
Can I ask a question?
Fire. That's not a party.
Okay, before we continue, I need to ask a question. It's for you too.
That's a hangout.
Is okay? Are we trying to like bust out the fact that nothing is fun to you, or are we trying to determine what a party is?
I'm trying to determine what.
I can give you the definition of a party,
Well,
and it's everything we've been talking about, but you refuse to claim that it's a party. You want it to be like some kind of out of control.
Well, that's what I think.
Well, no, here's what I mean. Maybe it would be easier if you gave us something that you think would be necessary to party. Because
essential, yeah.
I've given you music room, she's given you fire pit, and both of those you said are bags of S. Apparently,
no.
Well, I said like drinking games.
And I'm not.
That's a
dancing
hangout.
and
I
playing
get it.
music.
I get it. But I want to land my dart closer to the bullseye. So give me an example of something that you think you would.
You want like
deem-
frat party rager situation.
But
there has to be jumping.
Jumping. All right.
Okay.
There has to
Jump around, House of Pain.
there
Okay, I'm in.
It's got to be.
What about like glow sticks?
Oh my God.
It's got to be like what you see in a stereotypical movie
Like the
montage.
movie Neighbors.
Yeah, like when, like I want, when they show the clip of the Rager, and in that moment, like everybody's going crazy, drinking at the same time, jumping up and down. There's music. But that may happen here. I think I'm coming to the conclusion.
Okay, I have something.
I don't think the actual party actually exists for long periods of time. Like there may be glimpses of the party, but then it just goes to stand and drink.
Okay, look at my screen. If you can look up there, I'm gonna copy this is an article that one of our BDMs, Amy, threw in the BDM page, and it's about New York nightlife and how they're saying that it all went underground during COVID.
Yeah.
So probably, I'm gonna guess that it probably wasn't a good thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. Okay, there's the original picture, uncensored. Is that a party?
Yeah, that
You can't put that on Twitch.
I can't, but
Yeah.
Tom can
So boobs
describe
out.
it.
Yes, yeah.
You can describe
If
it.
there's
and
nudity, party.
Okay, you tell me.
It's involved into the party.
Okay.
There doesn't have to be, but it better supports a party if there is.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is
That's
young
looks-
people dancing. There's a Pioneer DJ booth there. There's a lady with her boobs out. There's another girl in a bikini top. Some girl has on sequin booty
that's not
shorts.
me playing beer pong in Samantha's living room. That's
It could be,
living
though.
room.
It could be.
that is a party.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Or at
Okay.
least a picture of a party.
Okay, I got you. So nudity automatically makes it a little more party-ish.
When the nudity is spurred on by the party, it looks like they got nude because the party was so good. See what I'm saying?
All right.
Like,
all right.
Nelly, it's getting hot in here.
Well,
Take off all your clothes.
Right.
it used to be like when you couldn't control yourself anymore. The party was so good, you flash your boobs, right? Like that was
Well, no,
Wait a second. The party was so good,
No,
you flashed
that
your
happened.
boobs?
I'm with Tom a little bit, and
You're
it wasn't.
like, yeah!
It wasn't that it was
You're
so
like,
good.
oh my God.
I think it was a little bit of it being so good, and also a little bit that the party was so good, and everybody was having such a good time
You
that
wanted to
you had
enhance it, yeah.
increased the temperature of the room through just body heat and pure enjoyment. So then you have to start shedding pieces
okay.
of clothing in an attempt to, live your life a little bit,
I was
cool
saying
down.
you wanted to enhance it by like flashing your boobs and you're like, this is so good. I would look at this, and then everyone's like, yeah,
I can't control my genitals.
it's
like that.
Oh, hold on.
A party to me is when when Harlem Shake hits and it turns into when
Everybody starts going freaky.
Yeah. That what they're doing. Let's start a reference to 2016. But when that moment of time, that's when the party's happening. I don't think maybe a prolonged party is impossible, or it's like it becomes a rave or some sort. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, hold on. A prolonged. You mean?
I'm not even joking. Can you describe the best party you've ever been to?
This is it right here.
What is that?
No, that's not it. It's this. I was gonna play this for you right here. Here, buddy. This is what you need. That's what you need for your party.
No, not this part.
It's coming. So this is not party.
No, yeah,
All of
the
this
build up.
Still not party.
This is the beer pong of the party.
Beer pong. I feel so good. I'm gonna pull my teeth out. Now it's party.
What's the best party you've ever been to? It's a hard
Our 10
question.
year was pretty good. But if you're talking like a house party,
I'm talking about the quintessential where you looked around and you're like, this is a party. Yeah, no, our 10-year was good, but
10 year or 9
not
year.
for us though.
Yeah, 9 year or 10 year. No, there was a time at the 9 year where I looked around and I looked at your wife and she was dressed like she had gone in on it and she dressed 90s.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, all right, there it is. It's like,
yeah, but for us, it was just a bunch of work, and then not that we had to host it, and so it wasn't like we were at the party enjoying.
I've been to a lot of crazy parties, dude.
parties. I don't think I really have.
I mean, I've been to a lot of parties too, but most of them
The
I end up
craziest
standing
party-
around and drinking.
This is gonna sound
I've
odd
danced
to you.
before.
I think I got jaded because of the radio business and going to crazy parties early on. And it was never really my thing. Like, I'm not really into that. So I would go home, but I still get to witness it. You know what I mean? So by the time I had aged to a point where I got invited to, let's say, a guy like Dice Man's party, where he invited all of his other millionaire buddies, and they all have dice, and they're all going to do bets, and he hired little people to do mini bars all around there, and there's jet skis and famous people around there. It's kind of boring. It wasn't really like, I looked around at that
And started
thinking
the end of Harlem
right,
Shake,
because I think I had already seen some stuff like that.
It's also that kind of thing is fake in the fact that he's just buying all the things that a crazy party has, but you can't actually make a crazy
can't
party
replicate the vibe
without it being legitimate. Like
Right.
it's like with anything, it's got to be.
The glow party on the cruises are always wild.
Oh, that was pretty nutty.
Those are always
yeah.
wild.
Those are a little wild.
Boobs come out for those.
Yeah.
The craziest party I've been to, I can't even really describe what happened, but it was just a naked man. I can just say that.
Like I've been to crazy bars and clubs and like gotten drunk and then danced and stuff. Although it's never really the quintessential. I'm thinking more of like what you see in a movie that represents like a house party that got out of control.
Right.
I used to throw house parties at my house, but again, it was the punk rock bands playing, and then
That's a good
cops-
party, though.
Yeah.
I think it was because it was at my house. I wasn't. Maybe it's me. Maybe
It might be you, buddy.
maybe it's just.
Well, when do you turn
my
40? We
personality.
got 3 years
Oof.
to throw you the rager you've always wanted.
I don't
Raging
think,
40.
Yeah, I got to figure it out.
I don't think because now.
First of all, it's going to be in a plane.
I don't even
out.
like when. Okay,
What we're doing, we're going up into the sky.
This may sound sad and like I've given up on life, but like when Seth's invited me out before, and like the pre-pandemic, where he's like, "Hey, come out with me and my friends. We're gonna go party downtown and hit a bunch of bars and like do all
just
that."
bar hop.
And there was nothing that sounded more miserable to me because I was like, all right, I'm married with kids. What am I? I'm going to go to each bar and like I'm going to try to get. I'm going to get drunk. All right, there's that.
Yeah, then you just Uber home. But hang out with your friends and make jokes.
Yeah.
But what kind of fun am I going to have hanging out at bar hopping with you and your buddies? Like, it doesn't involve me finding a girl to bang or whatever. Which
yeah, I know you don't have friends and friendships, but some people enjoy hanging out with other people.
Yeah, but I enjoy hanging out with my friends in instances where we're like where our kids are running around together and I'm telling an old story.
Okay.
Yeah, nerd dad.
So you're out of the party game.
So
That's
drink it
it
on the balcony.
That's
side.
fine. You're out of the party game.
Because there were me and my friends out at a like loud, especially because I like talking to my friends.
Yeah, you're not a dancer.
I never understood. Like I remember my buddy Andres loves going out. I don't know. He probably doesn't now, but he used to love going to clubs.
I think if he doesn't have the kids, he'll go out.
And I remember a couple years ago, when the kids were real small, we left them. This is maybe before kids. He may have had kids, but anyway, we went to a club. He wanted to. I think his wife's birthday, and they wanted to go to the South Beach Club, so we all agreed. And we went to this club.
Those,
it was like 11:30 to open. I was like 11:30.
Yeah, you were like fish out of water. But you would not have it.
But we went to this super it was the trendy club to be in, but it was more like a bar club, so it wasn't like what you would imagine a South Beach club.
Okay.
It was more of like they had a DJ, but then there was like a bar scene that there was like a hip bar scene or whatever. But I could get there, pay your money, wait in line. It would go in there. I walk over to the bar and just start drinking and standing there. Like I'm like, what about this?
It's not your thing.
Is supposed to be
I love
fun.
It. Now every week it's Tom brings us a reason of why something is not fun, and we have to tell him why it's fun.
The flip is going to be when the listeners ask him, well, what's fun about trimming your tomato plants while your sons run around you?
Well, that's not fun either.
Yeah. So I think most people are going to go.
What do you do for fun besides one-wheeling?
You're supposed to not have fun after a certain age. That's what I thought.
Do you have any fun at all right now?
Well, depends on what what you mean by fun.
I think it's like okay.
Do you have fun?
No, but I'll tell you. But
I don't know anybody out there.
But the idea
None of my
fun
friends
is like getting the idea of Christmas and it being December and spending time with my family with the Christmas tree up and like the Santa Claus and the whole nine and baby Jesus and all of that. When I think of it, I go, oh, awesome, this is gonna be fun. But then when I do it and I actually live it,
well, there's a psychology behind that.
Ideas are fun, but there truly is. So I'm really trying to help you answer your question. Doing things are not fun. Like going to that Christmas thing we went to over the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I got in trouble, Sam. Mm-hmm. We went to Dazzling Lights, and I had pre-gamed with some, White Claw 70s. That's my favorite.
Some Dazzling 70s.
But then, no, they didn't have that there. They had full-fat White Claw.
Ah.
I haven't had full fat in a while, and I'd also, maybe tooting the pin. And I drank 3 full fats real fast. Then my wife said she could just see through me. I was swaying and falling down. I fell over a couple times.
Sounds fun.
I fell over. Oh, it was really,
but was it fun? You probably
the next day, not fun. Yelled at. Why are you doing this? You're not grieving correctly.
But even when it's like, you just, you will look around there. The lights around.
Well, Andrea got mad at me because she's like, you weren't.
I like the kids having fun.
Andrea got mad at me for that. She's like, you weren't interacting with the kids. I was like, well, they were playing together. They don't want to interact with some dumb old man. And she's like, well, you were just watching them do stuff. And I'm like, yeah, because what am I going to do? I'm not going to run around taking selfies with all the lights.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, in a kid scenario, I just stand around and watch them.
Well, I got in trouble for that. I guess I was supposed to
I think you got in trouble for being obliterated.
Oh, I was obliterated. No, but I got in trouble because she's like, you weren't even a part of it. I was like, well, what was I supposed to do? I was doing my part. I was getting obliterated.
It's
right. Well, what am I supposed to do there?
Probably not great with your kid.
No,
there,
it was bad. It was bad. It was real bad, Sam.
Like, because I guess what you consider fun changes. Like,
Andrea was there. Don't worry about it.
And
She's
once you get
covered.
a certain age, you got so many responsibilities. Like, your fun ends up being whatever little hobby you got, or or drinking, or getting high, or whatever the hell you like to do on your off time. But that's but it's not partying anymore.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with you.
When's the last time you had a lot of fun, Samantha? I
had a lot of fun on Saturday recording my show, but I'm hanging out with my friends getting drunk.
You have fun recording shows? What the hell?
I mean, my show.
That's insane. Not this show. She didn't have fun on this show in years.
Oh my God.
I mean,
this stopped being fun years ago.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to. That's what I want. That's why written on the
mantra.
wall.
What's it say up there? No fun allowed.
yeah.
Everybody knows.
But I bet you, like, if you ask anybody, like, when's the last time you had real fun? Most people wouldn't be able to answer that. Like,
I don't think that's true, Tom. That's kind of sad.
Butler.
Oh, it's the worst person to ask. He has fun every day.
Hold on.
He can't not have fun.
This is not usually it's I'm saying something and no one else can relate to it. But Daniel's the same way. It's like, I don't know when the last time.
I mean, I try to put a positive spin on things, but I'm losing.
Butler, when's the last time you would say you had real fun? Like this, I had a great fun experience.
I mean, I had fun with my family this past Thanksgiving. I mean, it was the first time we got together in like a year, so it was fun. I mean, but you're right. I mean, it wasn't like a Party X throwdown, Project X or something.
But I went to Disney Springs a couple of weeks ago. It was fun. Day drinking and walking around Disney Springs.
I painted a stormtrooper helmet last night, which was a lot of fun.
That's not fun.
Fun's subjective.
Exactly. So you're never going to get the answer you want.
It's true, but
he wants
like,
crazy fun.
Yeah, it's like you're walking around Disney Springs, paying too much for alcohol, seeing some stores. It's like, is that how? I mean, what the level of fun meter?
But it's also who you're with, right? So like, I have a lot of fun with my husband. We walk around and people watch.
We're never going to get to the bottom of this now. I think we answered the question. Yeah.
I mean, how much actual fun could you have with the person you hang out with every day? I mean,
the minute you sign that paper, the fun dries up, and you know what that means.
I mean, it can't be again lower on the spectrum of fun. I'm talking like super fun. I don't know. I don't know anybody who has super fun.
No matter what I tell you, you're not going to think it's super fun, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I think universally there is what society could deem as super fun, and I'm just saying, walking around Disney Springs
you're missing the getting
with the
hammered.
Husband. Yeah,
getting hammered with a husband, and then when you go home, you have adult fun.
Well, that's fun.
Oh, that's a whole day, but I'm talking about just walking around Disney Springs with your husband.
Blast.
A blast. A blast.
A blast. It ended with a blast that night.
Come on.
I thought I had a blast at Dazzling Lights, but when I got home, I did not have a blast.
No. I'm just I don't think adults have that much fun anymore.
My God, man, you need to go to therapy.
You know, the most
I'm
fun.
fine.
The most fun thing for me is realizing that the thing that I was told would be so much fun is now over.
What?
This is what happens to me. Like, Andrea will be like, we're doing the thing. Well, I was excited about it, but I went there, I got too excited about it, and drank too fast because I was excited about hanging out with you guys. I don't see many people now. The damn virus. So I went in too fast, and I ended up paying for it, right? But I realize now that most of the time, the most fun part of doing things fun is later that night when I'm in my bed and the fun thing's over. And I'm like,
and by the
done.
Way,
this is the real fun starts. Is go to bed.
Drunk, sober, that wouldn't have been fun. Like it's just walking.
You're just wasting money.
And following kids that are looking at lights is not a blast. And I
understand.
I mean, I'm sure it exists.
I did a birthday Zoom party playing Mario Kart. That was fun.
No.
Over the weekend.
How much? A birthday Zoom party in Mario Kart. Now again, it's hard because it's subjective. So what your
Mario Kart's fun, and when you're drinking with your friends that you can hang out with virtually because you can't see them in person, it's fun.
Maybe I have at some point in my life seen a level 10 fun and therefore
I think that's what screwed you up.
I deemed everything else
Set
less.
the bar too high.
Yeah, like I think
I've had to there's been
Party burnout.
Yeah, you're like the guy who thinks sex lives are like porno.
I think he thinks the opposite of that, though.
No, I think he now he thinks like real. Like when you say I'm having fun, he expects like porno level fun.
Right,
but what he's getting is
getting
regular
normal-
relationship. We met each other in college fun, which is a little boring.
Yeah. It's like if you've never been in first class before
Yes.
and you described your plane flight as like it was good, but you don't even know
You have
about
no
first class.
idea
So
what
how
real
could you
fun is like.
how could you gauge how good the flight was if
Yeah.
you've never seen the best that it could be?
Exactly.
'Cause I've seen the best. I've been.
You wanted the best.
Oh.
It's happening. It's happening.
Boom! My sleeves blew off. All right. Bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha and Butler are here. We hope that you're having fun with us today, but we know you're not because fun is hard. Man, it's hard.
Oh, you can't be having that much fun.
No. I wouldn't want you to. That's not the type of show we are. We are not a fun show. Voicemails and emails. If you want to leave us one, 1-844-TOM, the letter N-D-A-N. That's 1-844-TOM-N-DAN. You can leave us a voicemail message that way, or you can get our free app, download all of our content there. It even clicks through to chat if you want to watch all of our videos. And just get our app and leave us a mediocre message like this one right here. Let's see.
Hey guys, I don't remember when it was, but you guys were talking about douchebags backing into parking spots in their trucks. I've got a truck and I do back into parking spots, but I will say I also have a dash cam on my truck and it's only a single channel, which means it only faces forward. So I've had a lot of problems with I'm one of those guys that go out of my way, and probably I'm sure Dan's the same way. It's a car guy thing where wherever I go, I always look for either a parking spot that's next to like in a parking lot would be next to a planter where plants are. So there's
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I look for the parking spot that will protect one of my doors from another person's car, because I've just had my doors dinged up too many times. So if I can find one, but I don't care as much as I used to. I think that's you age out of that, I think too.
Yeah.
I'm getting, and you probably see it with me a little bit, where now I'm getting to a point where I'm getting to I don't care because I know I'll be dead soon.
I thought that got worse as you aged, but you seem to be going the
I'm
opposite.
going the other way,
I
yeah.
thought people got more and more
Even
Andrea
ADD
called it.
That's
or,
my husband.
Maisie was she's had an ice cream or something. They gave it to her for free, and she got in the car. And Andrea's she's like, can I eat it in the car? I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a big deal for you, buddy.
It is a huge deal. I don't eat my car myself.
Ice
But
cream.
well, that's my princess. So she didn't do anything.
I
She
can
wanted.
understand
She didn't
if-
set fire to my car. I don't care.
When I drink a Diet Mountain Dew, I'm always careful. Don't spill it. But
Yeah.
ice cream, that's the next level.
Well,
I'm
she's
surprised.
also, let's be honest, she's in her own seat, not on the seats. It's a little bit different. She's in a car seat. Let's finish his voicemail.
one side that somebody can park next to me on, or it's or I park out far enough where, because I don't have a super nice vehicle, but it's a year old, and I'm like you, Dan. I take care of my vehicles impeccably. I know with Tom and his quote unquote mental illness, can't understand that, but
Jeez.
us
How
normal
dare you.
people, we take care of our vehicles, and I got a problem with people just knocking the shit out of my doors.
Hold on. Sir, don't describe yourself as normal, because I believe
Yo.
the vast majority, or at least not the majority of people, look for parking spaces that are farther away than the parking spaces closer, just so
agree.
no one dings their door. I feel like that's a next level of either
That's a
it's
minority for sure.
like an OCD thing, or I know you care about taking care of your vehicle, but I feel like most people are going to park wherever the closest parking space is. Now, I understand you're not going to pull into one that's super narrow, and you got cars that are definitely going to ding your doors if they open. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah,
sometimes I've pulled into the parking spaces where literally I have to smush
I hate those.
my muffin out of the door because
Yeah.
the door is touching the other person's car, and I'm like, yeah.
I always put my hand there because I don't want to ding their door. So I'll use my muffin. It'll squish my door into my hand.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I don't want to ding their door, and I get all weird about it.
I've accidentally opened my car door into. I'm sure you've.
I've done it before. I've done it too.
And the person's been in the car.
Yeah.
And then I always play in my head like, what if this person's like, hey, then like there is a small scratch. Like, what do you do?
Well,
and
I'll tell you exactly what to do. We can. You want to pretend? Let's do it. Here we go.
Okay,
I open my door. I hit yours. That didn't sound very convincing. And I hit yours.
Yeah.
And then you got to yell at me.
I'm like, hey, you hit my car. You pretend?
I'm sorry. Hello.
Oh, okay.
You go right into that.
Don't do that.
What? What do you? It's path of least resistance.
Do not do that.
And then they'll be instantly disarmed, and then you just back out, drive away.
Like if you do,
What you have to do.
I got a.
Oh no! What'd you do?
something
Oh, I saw your eyes going like a slot
What'd you
machine.
do?
When I borrowed that guy's RV, right, through RV share.
Oh my God, Tom.
I did put a scratch into it because
Scratch my name in the wall.
it
was really
brand
fun.
new too. It was this thing was
That's my idea of fun.
2020, so it was like pretty pristine.
Yeah.
It hadn't been used that much. In fact, he told me he's used it twice with his family, and RV shared it once, and we were the second person to only RV share or whatever.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a bunch of dings and scratches on it, and then I had leaned one of the bars that go into the sway bar mechanism to keep it from sway or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like just a big metal bar, and
Is it the one you tighten?
basically it just goes on either side of the hitch to keep the RV from sway crazy, and I guess without
put the little linchpins in it.
Yeah. So I had when we were jacking up the actual camper to level it, I had leaned a sway bar against one of the
So it went
sides
up and down?
and then when I was jacking it up, it just went up, and then it put like a 4-inch scratch on the side of the guy's camper, right? And then I was like, oh God. So then
Put a Tom and Dan sticker over it and go like, yeah.
well, I was like,
Jazz that one up for you.
so what? Like, even if the guy and he didn't, when I returned it, I just didn't mention. I thought,
man.
Come on,
What?
man. You gotta tell
do
him.
I tell him?
You
Yes.
point at it, you give him $20.
What is that? What I was going to ask you?
Yeah,
Because
$20.
But is $20 enough to fix that?
I'd ask him.
It's probably unfixable.
Well, I don't think he knows.
No, it's unfixable. It's just the $20 is a tip of the
My
hat.
bad.
You know,
Like a scratch or RV,
yeah, I
$20?
think so. It's like I scratched
You have
it.
to at least tell him. You're a D-head.
Whoa!
I didn't.
This listener was nice enough.
It wasn't a listener.
Oh, it wasn't even a listener?
No.
Then
it
you
was
have
a
to tell the
stranger.
guy.
It was a guy dying of cancer he met at the
if
bank.
it was a BDM, I would have told him. But because this was an interaction with a stranger, I didn't
they're not a
warrant-
BDM. You have no obligation.
I was just like, well, also, it's not like in the stipulations of RV
I bet it does, and you just didn't read it.
of course I didn't read
What
it.
if?
and
It doesn't
I have
mention anything
I have
Cause
no-
damage, you
I
have
have
to
no
let them
idea.
know.
Yeah, but I consider a tiny 3-inch scratch.
It's not up to you.
No, this is the same thing you did with my Vespa back in the day.
No, that wasn't damage for sure. I mean,
yeah,
if this
it was, but like if you do the damage, you're not allowed to deem what the damage is. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like you can't, like I can't take a baseball bat to Samantha's
Just because it's
car.
nothing to you doesn't mean it's not nothing
Yeah,
to
that's
him.
not. You can't do that. You can't live your life like that.
Well, when I returned it, he did the
once around?
The once around. He didn't see it and
Yeah,
mention
but
it.
it's because you didn't tell him it was there.
Well, yeah, but he does the once around.
Well, it's like-
Out of common courtesy, you should tell him, "Hey, my bad. I accidentally scratched this."
I can't
Here's-
tell if you're being serious or not serious right now,
Oh,
but
no,
I think
this
you're being
happened,
serious, and it hurts my heart because that makes me. I lose a little bit of respect.
So hold on.
A little bit.
Also, by talking to this gentleman, I deemed that he
Wait,
was.
everybody's saying now it started as a 4-inch scratch, now it's a 3-inch scratch. They know that. You got to understand the Twitch chat room
Once
is
I
a
saw you,
bunch of pathological liars.
Now it's gonna be a 2-inch
It was a
scratch.
hairline.
Yeah,
I don't even, it could have been a mark you could have buffed out easily. Not even a scratch.
That's why I said $20, but you got to tell him about it.
But I had determined through the short amount of interaction I had with this gentleman that he was the type of guy that if I would have brought it up, he would have said, "No big deal. I expect those little dings and scratches. As this, I RV share this thing. No big deal. Go about your day. I appreciate it.
Oh.
Thank you for bringing it back
That's
in
a
perfect condition."
huge
I want
assumption.
everybody that listened to that Friday free show that called me a bee because I didn't say I was going to yell out at the McDonald's drive-thru about this guy going to run his boat.
The Bimini Top guy.
Okay, hold on.
Then you better give Tom some crap about damaging someone else's property.
When you guys rent a car.
Both of you guys are crazy people. Just do the right thing and be a nice person.
When you guys rent a car, have you ever maybe opened your car door, scratched it or whatever, and then do you tell Hertz or Dollar
Tree?
Dollar General?
What cars are you getting?
Dollar Tree car. No, I do not.
I've only rented a car once and I've never damaged it.
It's up to them, the corporation. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe a little rock.
Yeah, but this wasn't a corporation. This was a small business.
No, it wasn't. It was just a guy renting out
Right, that's
his
what I'm
RV.
saying.
Right.
So he's a small business, right?
But
he's an independent
This
contractor.
guy's personal property.
I can imagine myself doing this one day, and if I did it, and there was a
you
couple
can't do that.
scratches here and there,
This
I've
is
been like,
Miami syndrome.
this is the price I'm willing to pay to rent out my RV. I mean, I paid the guy $600.
Yeah, but if you rent it out 10 times, that's 10 4-inch scratches you're supposed to assume are going to have to be there.
Well, it's one of those things, and honestly, I go back to what is it worth? Like, if I did point it out to him, I don't mind giving the guy $20. I'm not trying to.
It's worth your own integrity of being an honest person.
What if he says, I need to go to this to get a professional?
Well, then that's what happens.
Yeah.
And then this is
Well, it's your fault for
$400.
scratching.
Exactly. You have to take accountability for the damage.
Yeah.
That's a tiny little scratch.
Yeah, but if he got an estimate, it was $400.
$400 to fix a 2-inch scratch? Ridiculous.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't live my life that way. But
Listen, I'm going to give him future business.
I would imagine that if you tell enough of these stories, eventually you won't have anything to borrow. So, I mean, that's what's going to happen.
No, it's not a BDM.
No, but I know with enough, this stuff gets out. I mean, people will know.
By the way, I
that's
bought
a scratchy van who doesn't care about your property.
I bought that BDM a brand new tire at the tire store, and
What the hell are you talking about?
the other one he borrowed, he blew
the other one you damaged?
The tire exploded, and even though he begged me not to do it, I still bought him a brand new tire. And so
you're a hero.
Yeah.
I don't.
This last guy,
a little bit better than
this guy's
nurses.
question. He was basically going to say that it's just safer to back in. That was his question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about like dash cams? Are you indifferent to them like I am?
I'm indifferent to them because I've never had one.
Yeah, I don't see the purpose really that I would need one. I guess other than to. I don't drive enough.
Super
I don't
paranoid.
Yeah, I don't drive enough to need one.
Yeah, it seems like the people that have dash cams are super paranoid.
Does it just reboot? I mean, you're never accessing the footage on the regular, right? Like, you don't get home and say, well, let me see what
no.
video look back driving. You just do it if there's a problem.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
only
so.
reason you're doing it.
It's like when you bring a GoPro to a vacation and you record an insane amount of video and then you never watch it again.
Well, I laugh at the guys at like Disney, like if you go to the theme parks and you'll see like some guy videoing his son eating an ice cream cone. I'm like, you're never going to look at that again.
Yeah. It's especially long. And the dash cam thing, I know people make the argument like, I can save money on my insurance. Or what if, what's the chances of something happening to you where you need the dash cam to go back and prove? It's got to be slim to none,
it's
right?
Pretty slim, I think.
To the point where it's a huge hassle because I imagine that it has to be charged. Or is it hardwired to your car?
I know nothing about
it. I think it's got to be. And it's got to reboot all the... I don't need more technology in my life.
Do you have to turn it on and off? Or does it automatically just go on when you drive? I know Russia, everybody in Russia has them.
Yeah, well, everybody in Russia hates gay people. They're weirdos.
I think that's a government mandate for insurance is to have a dash cam or something like that. Like, that's mandated. Like, here... I see people with dash cams, and I'm just like, oh, why are you so paranoid? Like, what? It's like, what? How special do you think you are that you're going to see the goddamn comet come down? You remember,
I think it's
Russia?
More for, accidents instead of comets.
Yeah.
18-wheelers.
It's
a couple of our guys that drive in the Twitch chat room, they're like, well, there's certain companies that they have to have it.
Of course. Yeah. If you're you're
school buses, UPS, I get it.
If you drive for a living, of course, yeah. I'm talking about the average Joe that just installs a dash cam for the purpose of if I get in an accident, I have proof of what actually happened.
Let's see. Gatorbone says, in case Tom's Tom scratches my car, I have a dash cam
No,
to prove he did. You know that's coming. You know it's coming.
Get him.
I'm just moving on. Let's move to this one. This one will be less angry.
Hello, Tom and Dan crew. Butler, you too. So you guys were talking about groceries. I don't even know what the hell you guys were saying. And my wife heard this episode, and we both tried to figure out what we say, but we kept thinking we were saying something different every time, and then we just realized, you know what we call this place? Publix.
Okay.
So his whole voicemail was about how to pronounce
Groceries.
Because I brought this up a couple weeks ago. Because some people say grocery, some say grocery, some say grocery. And I was bringing up, because you had said something that to me sounded weird, so
groceries.
I asked about, because I say grocery.
I say groceries.
Almost like it's just 2 syllables, grocery.
Grocery. Yeah, I think
and
I do too.
it's not the proper way to say it, but I say
Grocery.
it because I'm a swamp woman.
Is it grocery?
I believe the
Grocery
correct
store?
pronunciation is grocery.
Grocery, not grocery.
And go grab the groceries from out of the car. That's too much work for me.
Grocery
I want
store?
grocery.
Yeah. You know, it's Florida. It's swampiness.
It's all about where you grew up and how your parents talked, right?
Yeah. Which my sons, oh man, they're going to be screwed.
No,
I
they're
had Crystal
fine.
to help them a little bit.
That's true, yeah.
Let's go with... Oh, no, give me an email. Sorry.
Okay.
I jumped into that one, and I should have given the email a try.
This says, Tom's Miami friend syndrome strikes again.
Oh, God, there's too many of them.
So just because no one Tom personally knows has won off of a keyword means that it is impossible and no one wins. In 2016, I won a trip for 2 to go to Vegas for the iHeartRadio concert.
Oh, let me guess. With Jan Banana and a hot air balloon.
Probably. We got a basic room at New York, but I paid out of pocket $30 to upgrade, and the flight was out of my local airport in Daytona through Delta. Dan, keep trying for that $1,000.
Okay, well, sir, you don't know how statistics work. Just because it happened to you doesn't mean that it's statistically likely to happen to other people.
True.
It just means that it happened to you.
And that's a different contest, I believe.
So out of how many...
The money one is
thousands.
nationwide. The other one, I think they were doing it market to market.
Yeah,
and they allot a certain amount of tickets per market.
There's been thousands of people that have won the lottery, but doesn't change the statistics of winning the lottery. I'm just saying, it's you should not even try.
Okay.
It's impossible.
I agree with that. Let's go with this one.
Hey, T&D crew, you guys are talking about the tabletop video games back in the 80s and stuff at the bar. Man, Altamont Springs had, I think it was Shogun or Kobe, whatever it was. You know, big family outings, we'd go. The adults would be waiting to get drinks. Okay, we're playing video game, Miss Pac-Man all night. Oh, dinner's over. We're going to go play Miss Pac-Man while the adults get loaded. We'd sit there in the bar, like you guys said, with like our cheese sticks or whatever and like a Shirley Temple. And we thought we were like cool hanging out in a bar at like 6 years old.
Yep, that's exactly what I did.
Then you look back and you're like, oh, this is just horrible parenting and neglect.
I think it seems to me that the concentration, because I'm not going to disagree with you, but I remember my mom and my dad being in the bar, and I would just be out there on the tabletop game, and we were going to dinner as a family. It's just they were in the bar doing their thing for a little bit. And then when they come out and, you know, your table's ready and you go in there. But I remember at beach towns, a lot of kids in there. You know what I mean? Like the bars, I believe bars in beach towns have a higher concentration of children in them than city bars.
Well, beach town.
I don't know. Like
And
any kind of like sports tavern or like ale house.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids.
There's a phenomenon with beach kids, and I've talked to someone about this recently because he was joking around about how the kids. He lives by the beach or whatever, and like talk about how the beach kid. Like I've seen it happen. Like you see beach kids alone by themselves. They're like 5 years old.
They just live on the beach.
They have a knife. You know what I'm saying? Like fishing, and they got and it's like where?
Yeah, they have a tackle box and a machete. They have a tackle box and a machete. They have no shirt, brown, and they're fishing, and they live with their parents, and they go to school and everything, but they're independent.
Yeah. And what is it has to be the type of person that's migrated to the beach is more likely to let their kids run free.
I think you think the beach is a lot of things it isn't. Like, I think poor people think the beach, everyone is happy and rich. So they move there. Crazy people think the same thing. That's why they move to the beach. I think people think beach and they think safe, but it's the exact opposite. Sharks and pedophiles.
Well,
crabs.
The beach attracts the rich people, too.
Well, good weather attracts nut jobs.
But also the crazies and like just look at the people wandering around the streets near the beach,
Yeah,
and
the
you're like,
scammers.
it's because you could be outside and it still be cool. You're like, at least I'm at the beach. You know? Like I have nothing and things aren't going good for me, but at least I'm looking at the ocean. It's like something you'd rather do that than be in some sort of like Middletown, Nebraska, behind a Walmart, and you're like, this sucks. But at the beach, you're like, well, at least at the beach is here. The Walmart's still here, but
I mean,
the water.
At the least,
What is
you've
that?
got good weather and bikinis occasionally. At the you're sitting there fingerless gloves. I understand you're eating a dead pigeon to stay alive. I get it. It's not good.
But you're at the beach.
But you're at the beach.
Yeah.
Can't be that mad if you're at the beach.
Yeah, it's kind of like you and I saying, as long as we had enough money in
buy a
that
12-pack.
bank account to buy a 12-pack, it's not that bad, at least for that little sliver.
Yeah. You can get drunk.
Yeah.
You know, and that like takes you away. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when you're at the beach, you're also drunk.
Also, if
and
you
homeless.
get drunk enough and walk into the ocean, the beach will do its thing.
yeah.
You know?
You've got an end plan.
You do. You know?
Just walk out towards the sunrise.
To what you love. Walk into what you love, and you'll never walk out.
Yeah. I always wonder the people that walk into the ocean to kill themselves. It's happened probably hundreds and maybe even thousands of times. Like
I never think I would
can't-
have the mine's not gonna be
well, you can't.
stoic.
Oh, there's
Mine's-
a good Unsolved Mysteries episode this season about that.
Well, mine's not going to be stoic, and what I mean by that is, in my mind, I want you guys to stand there and be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And I'm just walking slowly, and I just walk, and then you just see like my hand go down Terminator 2 style. Here's a couple fun facts you don't know. I'm too fat, I'll float. It'll go right to the top.
It's like a bobber.
My belly will just be floating to the top.
And your will to live is too strong.
Yeah, and then my will to
You're
live.
like, "Ah!"
I'll go as soon as I go down. It'll look good for maybe 30 seconds. Like, and it'll come straight up screaming. I'm like, help me get out! Help! And I'll start screaming.
Oh,
help.
there's seaweed touching my feet. You're like, wait a minute. When you care about seaweed, you're about to kill yourself.
Then I'll make Samantha carry me like a baby back to the car and lay me in the back seat. Take me to the hospital.
All right. Bye-bye.